Hey guys, we're doing another Chapter 5, Section 3 video here for you. We're working on proportions. That is if you're following along in our textbook. If you're not, that's okay too. How can I solve a proportional equation? That's what we're going to work on today. How can I solve a proportional equation? Well, let's get into it. What do we know about proportions? Proportions are two equal fractions. So here is our situation. We are going to solve for x with two equal fractions. 3 over 2 equals x over 8. 3 halves equals x over 8. Now, there's a lot of different ways we could solve this problem, but here's the strategy we're going to do in this video. Let's use our algebra skills. Put a line down the middle. We're going to get x all by itself. So to do that, we're going to move the 8 over by multiplying it. In algebra, fractions mean divide. So if x is being divided by 8, then we got to undo that process by multiplying the 8 to the other side. Now let's do that math. 8 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. So now we have 24 halves equals x. We're halfway there. Now we just got to take care of that 24 over 2. But fractions mean divide, so 24 divided by 2 is 12. There's our solution. X is equal to 12. Now let's take this one step further, and let's check our answer and see if we're actually right. Let's make sure this is a proportion. So remember our problem. 3 over 2 equals x over 8. We're going to write that down again, but this time we're going to replace the x with the number that we think it equals. We think it's 12. So we have 3 over 2 equals 12 over 8. And the question is that true? So you could grab a calculator and you could divide it to get decimals. 3 divided by 2 and 12 divided by 8. You could simplify your fraction. What is 12 divided by? Well, you could divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 would give you 3, and 8 divided by 4 would give you 2. And look, you'd have 3 over 2 and 3 over 2. You'd have equal fractions. Therefore, it's a proportion. Proportions are equal fractions. Okay, so check mark that. That's the right answer. Circle x equals 12. We're going to the next problem. Your turn. You get to try. Solve for x as your directions. Here is your problem. X over 3 equals 36 over 27. Right now, I want you to copy that down, hit the pause button on your device, and I want you to try to solve for x all by yourself. Ready, set, go. Alright, I hope you got an answer to this problem, or you've given it your best try. You're unpausing your video. I hope you put the line down the middle and you tried to get x by itself by moving the 3 over. We're going to multiply the 3 by the 36. So you might have grabbed a calculator for that. 36 times 3 is 108. But then we got to divide by 27. And 108 divided by 27 is 4. So you get a nice answer. X is equal to 4. But let's check it now. So let's take our problem. X over 3 equals 36 over 27. And let's change the x to a 4. And make it 4 over 3 equals 36 over 27. Now, if these are truly equal fractions, then we did this problem right. Let's see. Well, 36 and 27 can divide by 9. If we divide by 9, we get 4 over 3, which is exactly what we wanted. 4 over 3 equals 4 over 3. All right, check mark. We got the right answer. So the answer is x is equal to 4. We're going to circle that as our final answer. All right, let's try another one here. Example 2. So we're going to look at a table now. And I'm going to set it up in our notes to look like this. So you're going to set up your own table. And in this table, we're going to put two different things. Ringtones and total costs. Now this might be a little bit outdated at this point. It used to be like on your cell phone, if you wanted a special ringtone, you actually had to pay for them. I know it sounds silly now. You can get ringtones all the time. But it used to be if you wanted your phone to make a special ringtone different than the normal one, you'd pay money to get those ringtones. So let's say you had a monthly bill, and last month and this month you were comparing your bill. Last month you bought 2 ringtones for your phone, and you spent $6 on them. This month you bought 3 ringtones, and the question is, how much money did you spend this month? We're going to call that X. This is a proportional problem. What we're going to do is we're going to set up an equation. We're going to do 2 fractions. The first one will be the ringtones and the cost. So 2 ringtones cost $6. I'm going to label that. And then this month we got 3 ringtones, but we don't know how many dollars. It's X dollars. We're just unsure. But now we got an equation that we can actually solve. 2 over 6 equals 3 over X. Now, as I'm writing it down, the thing that I noticed, do you notice this? It's different than the other problems, because where's X? X is in the bottom of the fraction. It's in the denominator. That's a different location than the last couple of examples. But I'm going to fix that. If I don't want X in the denominator, watch this. I'm going to flip it over. As long as I flip all the fractions, so now I have 6 over 2 equals X over 3. Oh, no problem. I can solve that. I'll just multiply the 3 over and be done. So I'm going to get rid of the 3, multiply it over. I'm going to do 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18, but it's going to be 18 over 2. So we're going to divide 18 divided by 2, which is X is equal to 9. So we got our solution, X equals 9, but what does that mean? That means back in our table, where X was, we spent $9 to get those 3 ringtones. So I'm going to write that down. 3 ringtones cost $9, and there is our final solution. All right, can you imagine paying for ringtones? Nobody barely has to do that anymore. Okay, you're going to try. I'm going to give you a problem here. So here is your new table. You are cooking with black beans and tomatoes, and you've got a recipe. Now, the original recipe says 1.5 cups of black beans for every 1 tomato. But you're making a new recipe. You're going to use 6 cups of black beans. How many tomatoes are you going to need? That's your X. That's your unknown. At this point, hit the pause button on your device and see if you can solve for how many tomatoes. Okay, I hope you got an answer. I hope you're unpausing your video right now and you want to check your work. So here is your equation. 1.5 cups of black beans and 1 tomato, I'm going to label that, equals 6 cups of beans and X tomatoes. This is our setup. So we put an equal sign in the middle, we put a line down the middle, and we are ready to solve. Now again, we've got X in the denominator, so why don't we flip it? Make it 1 over 1.5 equals X over 6, and then multiply the 6 over to the other side. What's 6 times 1? 6. So we get 6 over 1.5. Now I might grab a calculator. What is 6 divided by 1.5? 6 divided by 1.5 is 4 on the calculator. So we get a nice answer of X equals 4. And what does that mean? That means your new recipe will have 4 tomatoes, 4 cups of tomatoes. Is it cups of tomatoes or just tomatoes? I think it might just be tomatoes. I think I added in cups, but that's okay. So the new recipe will have 6 cups of beans and 4 cups of tomatoes. Alright guys, that wraps up this video. We are going to keep working on proportions. I hope you were able to follow along. And thanks for watching. See you next time.